All right. Good morning. It is 6:25 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, May 7th. Welcome to my video journal. What you're looking at here are price ladders, order books, depth of market. These are what you use to trade order flow. If you're looking for charts, indicators, oscillators, all that stuff, you're in the wrong place. None of that here. I tried it, did it, didn't work for me, but if it works for you, I think that's awesome. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. So if you're interested in order flow, trading off of this platform or a similar platform, you're in the right place. But otherwise, I think yeah. So what are we looking at? Okay, so real quick review, like to do every morning, from left to right here. What are we looking at? There's 5 different products. All the way here on the left is the Ultra Bond, symbol UB. Over here we have the ZB, which is the 30-year T-Bond. Right here is the ZF. That is the 5-year T-Note, or 5-year Treasury note. And then we have here is the ZN, which is the 10-year T-Note. It's primarily what I trade. And then all the way over here on the right is the ES, symbol ES. That's the E-mini S&P 500. So this is the daytradr, Jigsaw daytradr platform. If you want more information, I suggest you look it up on their YouTube channel. They got a lot of stuff out there. I don't really teach you how to use it, but I will teach you, I'll show you how I trade it. And that's kind of the purpose of this whole video, is just to keep me accountable and keep me accountable to myself. And then now that I started posting them online, keep me accountable to other people, or just the general public, I should say. It's the only purpose, really, for me posting. It takes a lot of time and energy, actually, to edit these videos afterwards. So I hope there's some appreciation out there. If you do kind of like what I do, just go ahead and give me a like on the video. That'd be really cool. Just kind of helps morale, and it also helps build whatever stats are available on YouTube. So let's go ahead and look at the calendar real quick. The economic calendar. Let's see. Not seeing really anything of massive importance. We have Red Book reported this morning, actually about 30 minutes ago. That can sometimes be a mover. In half an hour, we have JOLTS, job openings. That can, never mind, that's pretty rare to be a mover. And then let's see, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, my time, we have a 3-year note auction. That's something to pay attention to, because that will probably impact the price action. Otherwise, there's a note on here for U.S.-China trade talks at 5 p.m., but obviously we won't be around for that, so we can disregard. So we are moments away from cash open. So I'll go ahead and take a little bit more time here to do a review. Let's look at the overnight action here in the 10-year. Again, that's primarily what I trade, so that's kind of what the focus is. Looks like we basically opened up here where it says open. Kind of went sideways pretty much all night. till about European Open, and we sold down briefly and then got bought all the way back up, and just sort of been grinding higher ever since. And we just briefly touched almost close to the overnight high and then fell back in. Let's see, 19.5. So pretty much, as you can see in the volume profile, it's been 25 even, or 24 half right in here has been kind of support all night long. So we'll just indicate that as support on the order book, which kind of leads us into our next area of discussion, which is our areas of interest. So as of right now, we're looking at the overnight high and potentially this area of support. We'll see if it holds up. It starts to build out this profile step a little bit more. We might consider a long in there, but that would be it'd have to be significant. Just because this could potentially trade all the way down and then you get stuck in no man's land, and that is not ideal. You want to make sure when you do enter, when you do engage, that you know exactly where you're going to be wrong. That way you know that you need to definitely take the trade-off. You need to cover your position because you're wrong, and it happens. But you just want to make sure that it's definitive when it does happen. So again, it'd be nice to see a little run up here to the overnight high, and then this thing to sell right back down to where it is right now. Just trade this little range today. That would be ideal. Unfortunately, there was a lot of weakness overnight in equities. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I think the 29 level is going to be key just because it's a big, nice, beautiful round number. Psychologically, everybody loves that shit. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we break that, probably look for extension lower. I'm just going to look at a chart here real quick while we have time, just to see kind of where support would be. See, anything 28.90 is kind of where you'd look for support probably on E-mini. So we get below 28, basically 28.80. It'd be kind of a free-for-all, or a free fall, I should say. Yeah, 28.80. That'd be a new low. No. I mean, 28.60 really would be support, long-term support. That's a long way off. We'll see what happens. Lots of tweeting and trade talks and all that kind of nonsense. Just, feeding liquidity into the markets. We'll see what happens, but let's get back on track here. Yeah, what to work on today is just picking spots, I guess. Being patient, kind of the usual stuff. I'm also going to do a better job of not letting trades play out, I guess. Like yesterday, if I would have just sat in that trade a lot longer, I was really in no real danger after I almost got stopped out. Like, praise baby Jesus. Somehow I didn't get stopped out on that trade. And I should have taken that as a hint to just let it ride, because it eventually traded up into my targets. It would have taken another hour or so, but it would have happened. So if you have the patience and the tolerance to sit through something like that, then it can pay off. But I feel like maybe the fact that I had it on video and I knew it was going to be published and I wanted to abbreviate the video, I think had something to do with me taking the trade off. Also the fact that I almost got stopped out and I felt like the whole thing was a gift, that in reality it really should have been a loss. So, you know, the fact that I was able to stop it out, or not stop it out, scratch it, was just a gift in and of itself. And you know, what's that saying? You never look a gift horse in the mouth. So I felt a little blessed, I guess. So I was just happy to take it off and kind of lick my wounds and live to see another day. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, kind of let this play out, see where we're at, if we do get up to the overnight high, or, you know, maybe to this profile step. We'll see, but we're just, you know, again, we're only 7 minutes into cash open. It's 6:37 a.m. Pacific time. Definitely gotta let this kind of settle out, let things see where they're gonna go, and then go from there. So I'll turn the mic off, let it play out, and I'll come back if there's something to talk about or an area to engage. Okay, so we are up. We are approaching the overnight high, an area that was identified as an area of interest previously. Looks like we've already kind of surpassed the area that was rejected on the first attempt, which is 29.5. Let's kind of clean this up so we know what we're looking at here. So we have the Ultra Bond and 30-year have already pushed the highs. 5-year looks like it's tough to see if we've ticked up yet over the highs. So basically what we're looking for here is for sellers to absorb a bunch of buying, or just act really aggressively, kind of like that, where they just hit that bid and then immediately started attacking, but attacking down as well. One reason why I hesitate is just because there's a lot of aggression over here, and I know that any sort of sell-off over here is going to push or put a lot of pressure on these products over here, meaning the ES. As the ES and equities markets continue to sell off, they're going to continue to put pressure on these guys over here, and that's just insurmountable sometimes. So what we want to see is, as this continues to sink, continues to sell off over here in the E-mini, that basically these products, especially the ZN, the 10-year, just holds fast. The sellers continue to absorb any sort of buying, which is kind of what's happening here, sort of. We want to see a pretty good imbalance. We also want to see the price action kind of cool out a little bit. It's just a little too frenetic for my taste. looks like it's starting to sell down quite a bit. They get a little bit of aggression already we've seen here. Pretty good size coming through. But there's a lot of pushback too. You see that the 30-year and ultra bond back ticked a couple ticks, but then they're right back up to the highs. That's some pretty good aggression. It's kind of price action's not ideal. I just mean that in the sense that it's difficult to follow. It's just sort of all over the place. That just really kind of comes with experience. And 5 years 3 takes off the high. Whew. Pretty aggressive. Definitely missed that one. Can't say I didn't see it coming though. Look at the 5-year drop. Look how quickly it dropped in. So that's one of those situations where you just have to take your shot. You see what I mean about that price action? Like, how often do you see this happening? Pretty rare. I mean, treasuries are trading like the ES. I think these guys know they have to defend this 2890 level. At least we know that sellers exist up at this level. Pretty aggressive, in fact. So if we were to push back up, they would likely jump back in and push this hopefully back down to the point of control. Get some pretty good size here. See if that trades if we get back up to it. Clean this up some. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we get back up to this level again. We could sell it back down. Otherwise, we're back to where we were, 20 minutes ago. So just to talk about the context real quick, you see how you just have these eruptions and then nothing, and just like it stalls out, and then you'll have another eruption, and this equities look really weak right now. But the breadth is really bad as far as New York Stock Exchange, and the ratio is like 5 or 6 to 1 negative. I could just see this thing exploding higher. But so you had 8,000 down. I don't know if you just saw that. And then 4,000, and then they lifted the entire offer and put 4,000 up, 4,500 up. So this is my worst, this is my least favorite trade at all. I mean, ugh. I just hesitate to take any sort of continuation trade anymore. You get Ultra Bond 30, you're pushing back up to the highs. There's some big players out today. I think it's just very telling that as this continues to push down, the ES continues to push down, that you still don't have any big buyers stepping up yet. Still not digging the context. It's not conducive to my trading style, which kind of makes me just sit here and be an observer. So we're retesting the lows over here in the E-mini, and like there's been a completely muted response to this entire sell back down. We've had a few ticks, but you would expect all these products to be pushing the highs. So that kind of leads into the context I was talking about previously. It's just not very conducive. It's not what you typically like to see. So it's kind of foreign to me, I guess, in that sense. So I don't know what to do with it. So it is almost 7:45 a.m. Pacific time. So we should have European close here in about 15 minutes. That might change what's going on. Once they exit the market, we might see the context change a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. But thus far, the bias is on the sell side for these products. Okay, so here we are approaching back up to the high of the day. We got the 30-year up. Looks like this big offer we're keeping an eye on is starting to trade. So we're still going to watch that. Also going to watch the response over here in the 10-year. Looks like that's being attacked down already. Just cleaning things up here, see what, see if they give us a reason to engage. So basically what we're looking for on this offer is when they hit up into it, when they try to lift some of it, did it stay there or did it automatically just evaporate away? So it just started to pull off there. You could see it, several hundred pulled off, and then they just lifted it and blew right through it. So that's how you want to see a top violated, basically, right there in the 30-year. When it comes up and it just kind of fiddles around with it and you're not really sure, that's when you know that buyers are basically giving sellers an opportunity to do something. They don't have a lot of conviction. What you just saw right there was just a ton of conviction to push through that high. Let's see if the same thing happens over here in the 10-year. It's a pretty good size pushing back already. Clean up some of this. I don't want to spend too much time on it. You see now that you've seen there's been very little pushback on buyers. Like buyers brought it right up to the brink. Sellers kind of slapped it back down, 4,000 with 3,000 up, and then it's just like no response. No response or no reaction from buyers. In fact, they're just pulling off the bid completely. Might have been a little late to the game here. So we're paying up for this guy, and it's really just because of what happened last time. I still think sellers are in control, at least thus far. And when you can't get filled, like in this situation right here, it's typically a good sign that you're on the right side of things. You're already hitting down into this 700 something in the queue. Might have missed this one too. It's 8:07 a.m. so European close. Tempted to take this off and see if we get a retest of 30.5. I'm not sure why. It's just sort of a gut feeling. Something tells me this is going to go down and retest that low and then come back up. And that would give me an opportunity to potentially get filled at 30.5. Yeah, looks like we missed it again. It's one of those days, the context dictates you got to be quick. It's definitely a trend day setup. And like products across the board. And 1516 is basically support for this pullback in the 30-year. It's kind of hoping to get filled at 16. I don't know if that's, well, maybe it will happen. Oof. As discussed, this is not my favorite trade. Oh, we need to do something about this. Get this out of the way. Not a huge fan of the continuation. Or the trend day trade, I should say. This could easily drop all the way back into like 13, 14. Basically just counting on the trend continuing. We had 3 ticks over the last high, and we're also counting on continued weakness in the ES. Kind of bugs me when NPR starts replaying stories like within the same hour or two. It's like, do you not have enough programming to not replay the same thing over and over? I guess the good news is so far this hasn't completely flushed against me. Just need to see these guys start to attack higher. Again, the time of day, it's 8:23 a.m. Pacific time. Not necessarily conducive to continuation of trends. I think today's is slightly unusual. I guess we'll find out. Wow, they should be getting up in this right now. Ultra bond stagnant. 30-year, just nothing yet. Just not buying it. Come on, guys. Here we go, 100 up. Probably gonna have to see new lows in the ES to put any pressure on these guys. Yeah, damn it, look at that, sold right back down. Just not seeing any buying happening yet. Give us a little while longer. Ultra bond's starting to get up there. Let's go. 10 years back up where we were. Shit. So the fact that they completely took out that bid, there was no follow through there, at least as of yet. That's just leaving me to hang in here a little bit longer. Might live to regret it. Let's go. Take that out. Tenur's got to be able to take out 29.5 for this to work. Been fighting there for quite a while. Come on, take that out. Still can't get it. Can't get it. Don't know what to do. I was going to take 2 off at 1 tick. They just can't take that level out without that happening. we're super screwed. Well, they went bid. Let's see if this sticks. Come on, baby, push it. Get up there. Let's do this here. See if we can get two filled. Two filled at 18. Need some continuation. Let's go. Gonna have to pop the lows on the ES. It's the only way this is gonna work. I'm just really concerned that's just a nice juicy buying opportunity for those fuckers. Nice little double bottom. Yep. Fuck, I hate to take just one tick out of this. Might be all she's gonna give us. If that. Wow. Come on, get filled. Fucking cocksucker. Be lucky to scratch at this point. God damn it. This volatility is crazy. going on? Is some announcement or something? Hesitate to move my target just because I'm like 180 in the queue. If we just get a touch up there, I could get filled. That would at least cover my commissions. But if I have to, I'll scratch this thing. The truth is, I should have taken this thing off a long time ago, to be honest, because it didn't work. We went up, came back to support, touched it. It should have gone, pretty much seen buyers pick right back up, buy it right back up at that level, and send it up higher. And it stalled out, so it should have been taken off a while ago. It's like hope and a prayer now. Just needs some follow through. Again, I'm only 180 in the queue up there, so any sort of a touch, I feel like I'd have a good chance of getting filled. I still can't pop the 29.5 over here. This looks like same thing's happening over here in the 5-year. Not a huge load of confidence in what's happening. I mean, after sitting through all that, damn. This last little push down to the bottom. Let's see. Need them to buy 30 over here. That might have been our only chance to scratch right there. Damn it. Yep. Fucking A. This volatility is insane. If anybody's comfortable trading in this sort of environment, I mean, here's to you, man. Making new lows. Let's pop the highs. Come on. Fuck it. Again, not my favorite trade, not comfortable, too volatile for me. This is 2.5 hours long video. I'll probably trim it way down. Way too volatile for me. I'm out. I'm paying commissions today. And that's that. Video done. Good luck, y'all. See you mañana.